Not only it here, and they only travel.
This young prince, he became a king of a warrior great.
Masana Matupa, now the six are looking. I know say if I want to make the Peter Senna today.
Like I said, my season never starts. But at the use corner eye, they look now.
All right.
Hey, what's up? This is Monday Midnight here, and I'm going to be joining Joe Brown Idele-Ero on the Joe Brown Idele-Ero Show, coming to you live from Dallas, Texas.
Yes, you are welcome to another edition of the Joe Brown Idele-Ero Show. Today's show is unique and very important to our dear state, dear people of Edo State, as we are preparing for the gubernatorial election coming up in September 21st of 2024. And today we have the privilege of bringing to you two great sons of Edo who are concerned with the welfare of the people of Edo State. Politically, they are of different interests, but again, they are related by way of the growth and progress of Edo State in Nigeria. I have the pleasure of introducing to you the guest today. And I'm going to start with number one here, Mr. Eriyo, who is a specialist in human healthcare system. He is a health information tech, an independent, progressive advocate for good governance. And he's a member of the Aswe, Iwodalo, and Osaojon Ogie diaspora media team for the PDP. And with that, he is also from the royal family of the Benin Kingdom. So you can tell that he is very, very knowledgeable about what is going on ground. Mr. Eriyo is based in Boston, Massachusetts. You're welcome to the Jobrani Idele-Ero show, sir.
I thank you for having me. It's a pleasure as always. It's been a while, but thank you.
Very well. And then I have my number 2 guest. I'm talking about Comrade Haruna Braimoh, who is the head of Directorate of Media and Publicity, UNIPC, Nigeria Mission Office in Abuja, Nigeria. He is a professional auditor and tax management consultant, a member of the Edo 2024 APC Campaign Council Media, based in Abuja. You are welcome to the Jobrani Idele-Ero show, Comrade Haruna Braimoh.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. And thank you for my special co-guest, my chairman.
I salute you, Comrade. Surprised, but I think we'll have a very pleasant and cordial and respectful discussion.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
It's a family affair, actually.
It will interest the audience and the public to know that these gentlemen here are strong members of the 2 leading political parties in Nigeria.
Correction, sir.
Correct. He's not a member of any political party.
I'm not a member of any political party, but I'm a strong supporter of Asu Ighodalo and Osaro Dionoge. I'm very independent.
And at the national, he's a supporter of Tinubu at the national level.
Yes, that is so true.
Thank you for the correction. Okay, well, yeah, what I'm trying to say now is, you see, now in politics in Nigeria, some people take it like a do or die thing. No, these gentlemen here are supporting individuals, and I like that, because sometimes when you are supporting a political party, and that party may not be the best for you, but individuals that are, contested, that are interested in getting position of power is what we are talking about here today. So we are talking about different personalities here, not just the political party. So if you are also listening in the audience, I want you guys to do the same. Don't be so critical. I understand that some people are, they are like diehard politicians and supporters of political parties. But in this case, we are trying to x-ray the individuals that are contesting the election, particularly for the 2 major political parties. That's what I was trying to say at the beginning, but I beg your pardon. Now, it will also interest you that this gentleman here, we did all this together. 2020, actually we started in 2019. This broadcast was also very, very handy in preparation for the 2020 elections. Mr. Eriyo was always appearing on this platform, and he did pretty well. So, and then again, we are back. At that time, it was a different individual that he was supporting, but this time around, he has chosen to go with somebody else. I guess it's the same thing that applied to Comrade Haruna Braimoh. So then for Simple House rules here today, if you are joining us from the audience, you'll be given the opportunity to air your view. Your opinion is very, very important. Go to the message box and make your opinion as we go along. And we put it on the screen for you all to see. And my guest also will respond to whatever opinion that you have, whether for or against. And then there will be a time for us to open the 4 lines that you can as well call in and ask questions. And they'll be ready. They'll be willing to answer your questions to the best of their abilities. So let's get right into it, guys. I will ask this question, and both of you will have the chance to answer. Mr. Semi Eriyo, you are a strong supporter of Aswe Ighodalo and Osaradio Ogie for the position of the governor and deputy governor under the platform of the PDP in Edo State. Coming September 21st, there will be an election. Now, can you please tell us why you chose to support Aswa Ighodalo and Osaradio Ogie against as opposed to the other candidates?
Thank you. Good question, Joe Brown. For me, it's very simple, straightforward. They both represent the best candidate a political party has presented from experience and competency. Experience in the sense that Aswa Ighodalo and Osaradio Ogie, they've been part of Edo State government since the era of Adamu Oshomola. While this current governor was the head of the economic team, Aswa Ighodalo was also a member of the economic team. When Obaseki became the governor, the economic team was scrapped, and a private initiative was set up to the Idele-Ero summit. And Aswa Ighodalo said there was like a think tank who formulate policy, advise on the create a summit on a yearly basis to advise government and show policy direction where government can take a cue to redirect or formulate policy. As for Osaradio Ogie, he has been with the government since as commissioners and for the last 8 or so years as SSG. So they are already part of the government and the system. And from the accomplishment of both the Oshomola's administration and Obaseki's administration, it is only fair and reasonable to continue the progress made with quality, experience, and competent hands who have been part of the system, who knows the system, and can on day one start from where Obaseki stops instead of trying to learn the ropes or reinvent or trying to find out what is going on. So for me, competency, experience, continuity, sustaining the gains made, and improving on areas that is not so well or not neglected, but not being touched as per se. So for me, those are the qualities and the reason why I'm supporting Aswa Ighodalo and Barrister Osaradio Ogie.
All right, thank you so much. That was Mr. Semi Eriyo, based in Boston. You just heard from him the reason why he is a supporter of Barrister Aswa Ighodalo and Barrister Osaradio Ogie to be the governor and deputy governor. I'm going to throw the same question now to Comrade Haruna Braimoh. So I know, and it has been said right here by from the introduction, that you are supporting Honorable Senator Monday Okpewolo and Right Honorable Dennis Idahosa, who is also known as Denko, to be the governor and the deputy governor of Edo State under the platform of the APC. Why are you in support of those instead of the other candidates? Honorable Comrade Braimoh, please. Did you understand the question, sir? Comrade.
Yeah, I think, yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, the network was a bit misbehaving. I think it's the same question you asked a Pasemi that you are posing to me, actually. Correct. And the reasons are not far-fetched. The fact that in the last 8 years of Obaseki, on the trajectory of social contract and good governance, Obaseki has scored below average. If you stratify it, the evaluation stratified around the economy, political, social investment, infrastructural development, revamping of rural economies, basic healthcare, and all other trajectory of growth and development indices that any society use, especially in a developing world, to assess government and governance, it has been below average because when we're talking of Edo State, we are talking about 18 local governments, not limited to the metropolitan center of 3 local governments of Ego, Ikpobaoka, or Benin, or Edo, which is even not at optimal level, looking at the same trajectory. So the last 8 years, we have not fared well, and we felt with the core progressives, though indigenous, we felt the need for paradigm shift because the persons that they are presenting right now, they've been with him in the government. If the government has fared below average, what extra, like a person said, Osaudio Ogi and Aswe, they've been with, Aswe was the vice chairman of the economic team of Oshomole, and he was the head of it, he's been the head of economic team. They even outsourced it and call it Alaudao, where he also became the founder of Alaudao Economic Progress of Edo State. Ironically, none of Alaudao communique or issued policy direction that has been successfully translated to the well-being for Edo indigenes, for Edo citizens across infrastructure, health, or whatever form of development. The facts are there, they are labeled. If you look at agriculture, Alaudao brought about the agripreneur program. I'm giving you reasons why we have to, why we felt the need for paradigm shift. Alaudao initiated the agripreneur program, a lofty program that the federal government have to key in. That okay, the federal government of former President Muhammadu Buhari, they key into the Alaudao agripreneur program, and a fund of 23 billion was released. To date, there has not been transparency, there's not been accountability of how this fund has been utilized. What is the impact of it? We have the Sobe farm that has been lying fallow, about 10 to 20 billion. We have Sobe farm in Edo North, Agbedewarake farm, Edo North, Ilushi farm in Ubiaja in Edo Central, Subenu farm, and the rest, that were hitherto created way back as 2017. That these farms were going to be very productive. They're going to raise the bar as far as agricultural input.
Okay. I understand.
So there are a lot of reasons why we feel that there is a paradigm shift for people who are being in government. They've been elected. Senator SMO, Senator Mondo Bewolo is an elected senator of the Federal Republic, a distinguished senator, and the chairman Senate Committee on Public Procurement, who has done 1 year and with verifiable project of representation for the ESAS Edo Central, where it's a Central District. We have Denko Denisi Daosa, who is a 2-term House of Rep member, is called Mr. Project because of what he has done for his people in Obja Federal Constituency. We now feel that these young guys, 50-something years old man and 43 years old young man, they are good politically, leadership-wise, good governance delivery they have delivered in the last few years of their being in representative of their respective people, and we felt the need for that deliberate, genuine rescue movement. I don't need to be rescued. A state that is second to the lowest in the whole Nigeria when it comes to education budget, as far as the 2024 budget is concerned. These are facts. We can all bring them to bear. We are number 35 out of 36 states in Nigeria with the lowest budget. The lowest is Zamfara. We are second to Zamfara. Budgetary provision 26 billion. Meanwhile, the office of the governor is budgetary 93 billion for office of governor for 2024 budget. The office of Osaudio is about 13 billion. And like when you add all these things together, is it not more than the state budgetary allocation for budget? And you create a circular economy in the budget, and you budgeted 53 billion for circular economy. The meaning of circular economy simply means ease of doing business. What do you need? Ease of doing business is to improve the infrastructure. Where there is infrastructural revamping in an economy, naturally the ease of business. Where there is bureaucratic, where all the bureaucratic bottlenecks are removed, the ease of business will come to play. When the infrastructure are there, the ease of business will come to play. When there are good policy direction, ease of business, you don't need to create a special portfolio of circular economy that is not under any specific ministry. You cannot trace circular economy to Ministry of Digital, Ministry of Works and Housing, or Bridge and Road Transportation, Ministry of Health. It's just a nomenclature creation in the budget, and you budgeted 53 billion for it. While education, you are allocating a paltry 26 billion to education, while your office as governor's office is allocating 19 billion to it. It's ironic. There are a lot of retrogression. Now, when the program progresses, we're going to be bringing that to bear. There are not enough reasons. We are on ground here. As we speak now, he just got approval from the State House of Assembly for 450 supplementary budget. When you are how many months to leave the office, whether he wins the election, whether his candidate wins or not, Obaseki is leaving in November. So, supplementary budget for what actually? And not, but this accountability is not there. Everything is shrouded in secrecy. There's no open governance. So we felt the need for a deliberate paradigm shift. Hence, the massive involvement with the movement is beyond political. Just like a part does not belong to any political party. It's beyond political in Edo State. It's a rave of the moment that there is need for Edo State to be rescued. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow, wow. I hope the audience, you are all listening and taking notes. I am taking notes here as well, listening to these two gentlemen. Like I said, when we advertised this debate, I know it was going to be explosive. It was going to be, something that you will always remember, and go back to it, if you miss it, and replay it. It will help for the progression of our state into a new direction this time around. Very good. I appreciate both of you. Now, the next question is...
No, before, I think before the next question, there should be a right of a rebuttal. While I do not speak for Obaseki's government, and I do not, represent his government, but there are something that we need to, at least speak far to truth, and not just real loud partisan projection on a situation whereby we're talking about Edo State, the Edo people, and good governance. My very young friend and brother Haruna has just read out so many numbers. One, today, Edo State, you said Edo State budgeted the second lowest amount, but we've consistently in the last 3 to 4 years have always come at the index of measuring education either in the second position behind Anambra consistently. Therefore, if we are budgeting the least amount and producing the second best educational metrics, whatever metrics is being used, that means we are making Edo State or the Obaseki's administration is judiciously budgeting and making good use of the resources available. Now you talk about the oil palm initiative. As of today, I think in the last...
I didn't mention oil palm. I didn't mention oil palm. I didn't mention oil palm.
Agriculture is part of the oil palm, so I did not interrupt you. Hold on, sir.
No, that's a special program.
Let us not make it. Let us not make this into a primary school debate. When you spoke, I never interrupted you. If I misspeak, note it down and correct me when I'm done. But when we trek back and forth, we lose, our chain of thought. In agricultural sector, in Edo State today, over 70,000 hectares of palm oil has been planted. The second phase of 50,000 was initiated only about 2 weeks ago, making Edo State the highest, palm oil producing, or rather, we make in Edo State the highest palm oil producing state in Nigeria, probably West Africa. I don't have that fact, so I will limit myself to speak to the facts that are available to me. Mr. Haruna, Comrade Haruna said there has not been any progress or, scoring the government is subjective, but based on individual perspective. But looking at what is on ground, one cannot deny the fact that today the IGRO of Edo State has moved significantly to when Obaseki came in to where it is right now. And when you look at it, primarily, no taxes has been raised in the last 4 or 5 years. How has the internally generated revenue increased? Especially, most of the indices is coming from the fact that it is the income tax, pay as you go, that is driving the economy, the generation of the revenue. So how are you increasing it if jobs are not being created, people are not being employed, salaries are not being paid, and income taxes are not being taken out of them? So then you talk about nothing has been done. Today we have the Osiyomo, which is a product of the Alagoda. We have 2 modular refineries, working in Edo State. We have 2 ethno working, in Edo State. We have the Dufel food. We have the Chinese industrial zone working in Edo State. Will you talk about infrastructural development? I know for sure, if you can check it off, and if you want to verify, and I would challenge Joe Brown to use his show if he has somebody on ground, to go to everything that I'm saying, to go verify. I can speak with fact that when it comes to healthcare, about 42 healthcare center has been refurbished and in service. I can say that over 2,000 fiber optics have been laid in Edo State, connecting the 18 local governments of Edo State. I can say categorically that Edo government is the only government in Nigeria with an e-governance. That means the transaction between the 94, 84 MDs in Edo State, now paperless, they've gone computerized. I can speak categorically to the fact that Edo State has one of the best working environment for the civil service. I can state for a fact that the civil service of Edo State are better trained today, and they have one of the best training facility, in the country. I can speak to the fact today in Edo State, you are not employed based on who you know. And I am glad, without being personal, that my comrade here can testify to this simple fact that somebody close to him got employed by the state government without knowing one person, but based on her skill and competency. That is the new Edo State today. So there are so many things we can talk about to say Edo State has failed or performed below. I argue that, and with all the facts, and I say this with all sense of responsibility. But as the discussion goes on, we'll come up and we'll begin to talk about issues and everything. But for a fact, Edo is not where she needs to be, but she's no longer where she was in 2007 or 16, especially 2016 when Obaseki, administration came into power. Thank you.
All right. Do you want to respond to that?
Yeah. I want to deconstruct some of the points that Epa has made. Some of these things, the government propaganda machine, they come out on media and read them out, and most of our brothers and sisters abroad, they lash on it and actually take those to be very, but without sounding be partisan. Like I said in the beginning, I've not scored the Obaseki administration 0. I said when it comes to social contract and good governance, it's below average for us. That means he has done his best, but his best when you on composite analysis. Let's talk on the education. Epa was making reference to Edo State coming second after Anambra for WAEC. WAEC is just an exam, an external exam conducted by West Africa Examination Council. And remember, we should also note that Edo State is one of the highest, most prone business center for this, what do they call it? They call it ghost centers, where people go and write WAEC for people. It's also being worked on. I'm to tell you WAEC is not the best metric. We're talking of education from primary to tertiary. In the schools, the public schools in Edo State today, categorically from my village, even in Edo, even in Benin there, you go to school, you see three teachers, including the principal. The rest are being paid by using PTA, Parent Teacher Association's money. Some are coppers, and the ones that he said the recruitment that he did, he made them 38,000 naira per month. They are contract staff. They are not called civil servants. How do you use WAEC performance that is even being investigated as Edo State is among the states with fraud malpractices as a yardstick to measure the education performance of a state that is obviously budgeting less? We have leaky roofs all around, and we are using WAEC. That for that. Secondly, he made mention of I didn't want to. We are not at the level of the palm oil, but he took me there. Let me also deconstruct that narrative, that very deliberate narrative. When Obaseki, the same Idele-Ero, they have not remember I said agripreneur fund of 3 billion, and I measured those projects. The Sept farm was not for palm oil. Subenu farm was not for palm oil. Ilushi was not for palm oil. Agbade Warake farm was not for palm oil. Agenebode farm was not for palm oil. Palm oil was another program on its own where the federal government partnered with the state government based on the recommendation of Idele-Ero, purportedly or as supposedly headed by Idele-Ero. And Edo State was picked as a pivotal state to drive the initiative between federal government and the Edo State government to become palm oil hub for the whole West Africa. That was how it came about. And the then CBN government, through the central bank, Emefiele, came to Edo State, and Edo State, the federal government approved an investment window of 69 billion naira for Obaseki administration. As we speak today, and in that entire plan was supposed to be smallholders palm oil farmers who are not supposed to be, they are not commercial palm oil farmers, they are not commercial in a way, but like SME driven palm oil, so that the produce, the edible oil, the price of edible oil will not come down. They should tell us what is the investment of this money in Saro Farm. Saro Farm is one of the biggest players they brought from outside to come and be driving this, benefited. They are talking of 50,000 acres of land. Who owns it? And does it belong to the cooperative, the cluster cooperative farmers that they're supposed to have across the 18 local governments in Edo State? Does those hectares of palm oil farm belong to them? What is the investment of this money by Edo State government in Okomu oil? They should tell us. What is the investment of Edo State money in Presco? Was that the reason? Presco is a PSC. It's a public quoted company, public limited liability company, quoted with Nigeria Stock Exchange, owned by foreign people, has been in Edo State for more than 30 years. Okomu, the same thing. They are from Belgium. They don't produce edible oil. They produce industrial oil, which means whatever they produce, however way Edo State is numbered as one of the highest producer of palm oil, is not edible oil. It's taking industrial oil that is exported back to Belgium, where Belgium use it to power their industrial activities there. So what is the real benefit of Edo State? If you are driving a program that is hyper elitist and it's not strictly down to the need of the people, and the people's money is being used to undertake, to fund, to expand this program into private companies, into private hands. And at the end of the day, edible oil in Edo State, 25 liters of edible oil is 35,000 naira in Edo State, and it's 22,000 naira in Ekiti, and it's 29,000 in Abuja as we speak. Edo State is still the highest. You can buy edible oil in Benue State for less than 30,000. Edo State is 35, 36, 37. Even as we speak now, you cannot, it's not still affordable. You talk of modular refinery. I'm going to be breaking it down. Modular refinery by who? Another private entity where Edo State have to. This is not PPP. Remember, there's difference between PPP and MOU signed with a private partner to bring a company down to Nigeria. They went to China. One of his partner in Afri Investment under the Nigeria Security Exchange, whatever. It's also a big industrial stockbroker. All these are facts. They are in public domain. These are not allegations. They are there. Maybe after the program, I'll supply you with some of these things. It was supposed to be the broker of the deal with the Chinese representative to come and build for the modular refinery. And at the end of the day, when they came to Nigeria, one way or the other, the man today is now the head of the AI, whatever name of limited that owns that now own, who's supposed to be a broker in the deal, now became one of the shareholders in the modular refinery in Ologbo. I'm coming to the second modular refinery. And Edo State government again released hundreds of thousands of dollars that is off record. Release, how do you give money to a company as startup capital? You only provide to create an enabling environment, you can provide land for a company because you are not, this is not a PPP. Edo State government does not have a share. Like Bender Feed and Flaming, where the then Bender State government had 20% stake in it. Edo State government does not have a direct share in that Ologbo modular refinery. And as we speak today, it's not functioning. If it's functioning, tell us how many petrol, how much is a liter of petrol? A liter of petrol in Abuja right now is 670 to 700 naira per liter. In Benin, official rate in filling station is 1,000 naira per liter. If the modular refinery in Ologbo is functioning, why are we not having fuel in Benin? Why is fuel scarcity in Benin? Why in up north there's no fuel scarcity? Go to the second modular refinery in Eriyo local government. That one was not business with Obaseki, but Obaseki was visited because MBD, Nigeria Content Development Agency, owned by federal government, partner with another private entity. That one, federal government agency have stake directly in it. I will still give you the full detail. Dubong Engineering Nigeria Limited. They are the owners and the federal government representative, National Content Development Agency. They are the owners of the second refinery in Oriyo. These two refineries just got a leeway last week here, like approval for there to be supplied crude for local production, for there to even start. So they are not even functioning as we speak. I don't want to talk about the Gelegele debacle. I don't want to talk about the building of railway from Opela to Gelegele Seaport, where they told us, allowed down, headed by the same Aswe, told us that there will be railway where the cement manufactured from Bua cement in Opela will be transported to Gelegele in Benin. I don't want to talk about the stadium. When he remodeled or renovated or whatever he did to Ogbemudia Stadium, he promised to create a massive stadium across the 18 local government, at least a mini stadium. As we speak, let them point those things to us. These are verifiable. Just last week, Shomole was on air. We challenged them. You said you build a modern park. You build a park in Benin, and you said you were going to replicate it across the three senatorial districts. You said in the budget, it's already appropriated, not allocated. Though the difference between budgetary allocation and appropriation. You appropriated 4.5 billion because they were really not. Thank God they said e-governance. We can have access to it. It's in their website. They put it in their website that they have used 4.5 billion naira to build a modern trailer park in Aviele. Aviele is just a 5 minutes drive from my village. If you are familiar with Aochi, Benin Aochi Road, you know Aviele is a trucky town where all those truck park. It's a good initiative. It's applaudable that you wanted to build. But till tomorrow, show us where you build. Is it mirror because the trucks are still there? There is no side. Where is the project ongoing? These are the kind of, it's not about saying you are e-governance. E-governance that is not transparent, does not make, if the governance that does not translate to e-governance is useless. These are the things we are talking about. It's not about to talk of lofty program. You drive the program like this side is going to be, this side is going to be. That is a political yahoo. At the end of the day, it does not translate. That is, I'm talking of the government, not to my So that is, there are more reasons why we feel he has performed below average. We have not said he has not, like he mentioned the issue of the person that got a job for the Edo State Civil Service. Yes, I commend even today on our platform. I commended the federal government just talking about Oshomo. He was the first person to brand a Benin electricity distribution company as bad players that doesn't want to deal with them. Oshomo will supply light. We have the video during the campaign of 2020 when he said every community in Edo State will have 24 hours electricity. These are videos. These are not even written statements. Today, Oshomo is there. It's even now, as we speak today, I commended the government that the federal government has given through the National Electricity Regulatory Agency, has empowered the Edo State government to now independently regulate electricity so that other players, investors can come and invest in the electricity. If Oshomo is working, why are we looking for other players? Other players here, both generation, both distribution. Oshomo is limited. It's limited to government as of you, maybe one or two. Call anybody that do they have coastal electricity in Benin? I'm not even talking of 18 local governments. You don't. These are white elephant projects.
Okay, thank you so much, Comrade Haruna. All your points were noted, and I'm sure my brother Eriyo also has been taking notes. You see, so that one thing is going to lead to another here. There may be no need for asking different questions because why? All your points that you've made, all the points that he has made, you guys have the opportunity to respond to, whichever one you are not sure of or that you want to debunk. So this is the way. This is what we are going to do today. This is the very first time we are bringing staunch supporters of both candidates to speak, to the public. This is the very first time, and we are going to continue this. I'm going to render this platform for anybody who wish to come out and debunk whatever both of you are saying right now. Whatever you think the government is doing right and the government is not doing right, this is going to be the platform for you to come and and debunk all that, or support all those points. For example, you just talk about education, you talk about the modular refinery, you talk about the oil and all that stuff, agriculture, we have not actually gone into all that. You were trying to bring up the agenda of the government, Governor Obasanjo's government, in this one that is about to elapse. You are bringing out all those agendas that was laudable, greeted very well by the people. Unfortunately, you are saying that none of them was actualized. And on the other hand, my brother Eriyo also narrated that people are on ground, or I can verify with my program. Yes, I can do that. I can send people to verify all that. But again, you are based in Abuja, and I'm based in Dallas, Texas. My brother is based in Boston, Massachusetts. So I go home all the time because I participate in the try to effect a change in that state in particular, and Nigeria in general. Try to bring up good governance. I am part of it. I'm a stakeholder when it comes to that. So basically, we're gonna go one by one. Let us take. We're gonna talk about three major things today. Where we have made progress or we have not made progress. I know you guys have touched it. We're going to talk about education. We're going to talk about employment. We're going to talk about the healthcare that my brother emphasized, that there has been some progress made in that direction. We're going to also talk about the industrialization of the state, as was in the agenda of the governor and the government. So we're going to concentrate on those areas. I'm going to take, first of all, let me take up the industrial part of it, because it is industry that actually drive employment. We know that all over the world. If there are no industry, when you say you're going to provide industry and there are no industry, where are the people going to work? That's another thing. So we need to talk about that. How far have we made progress in that area? So I'm going to call on my brother Eriyo to talk about the industrialization of Edo State that will create employment to the people, because we have the percentage of unemployment in Edo State is a top proof. This is not being partial. We all know that the only area that we know that people say, I am not the one saying it, people talk about it, that yes, there will be some kind of patronage to loyalties, But again, governor is not limited to that. When you are a governor, I want people to get this clear. When you are a governor, you are a chairman of local government, you are a president, you become leader of all. You are not limited to the political party. I know that people misunderstand all this, that when you are there, you represent your party. No. If you represent your party, what happens to the other people who don't belong to that party? So that's another area. We need to talk about all this. Now, my brother Eriyo, I wanted to tell us again which areas you think progress has been made when it comes to industrialization as promised by Obaseki and government?
Before I do answer your question as asked, I need to go back a little bit just to let our viewers know in that way. The last comments are said by my brother Haruna do not leave the lasting impression because I do not want to make it personal. But I think some information is pretty much not accurate. But first and foremost, one, technology today has made information at the tip of our hand. Physical, representation of being on ground does not give anybody leverage or superiority to information or the accessibility. We spoke about education. Edo Best today is being copied by other states and national. One glaring one that he cannot deny or any other person was Lagos State. Lagos State came to Edo State to understudy, the educational best program of Edo State, and that is being implemented across board. Today, why I do not so much want to speak to past previous administration negatively, but our teachers today are probably the best teachers in Nigeria because they've been retrained. Now, electronics, tablets, the same lesson is being taught in a primary school in Edo State and any primary school in Akoko Edo. So to say we've not made any significant, improvement in the area of education, that is it's not factually based. You talk about what do good government actually do? They don't go into investment. I say we can look at the major investment our federal government has done. How the turnout of it. Look at our NNPC. Look at the refineries that the Nigeria government. It is bad business for government being in business. The administration of Obaseki, does not, any government or Edo State government does not have to be in business. All you need to do is to create the enabling environment, either through tax incentives, waivers, or whatever, for private industry to come. And when the private industry comes, they will now begin to start the revolution you're talking about. The Uronigbe rubber plantation that is over 5 years old, who probably by this year or next year will go into production, the tapping of actual rubber. They've been in Uronigbe. They are employing the indigenes as security, as maintainers, and all that, creating jobs. The Osiomo power plant, the enabling environment created for him, they are Ologbo, the indigenous of Ologbo being employed, working there. Same goes for the modular refineries. Same goes for the ethno. The same goes for the over the 70,000 now 120 hectares of palm oil that is being cultivated. Edo indigenous are working there. Edo indigenous are being paid. It's creating job opportunities. You talk about Presco and Okomu. Ghosts are not working there. They are employing Edo indigenous, and they have social corporate responsibility they're giving to the people. Then you talk about if the federal government, through the former central bank, provided fund to the Edo government to utilize, then Edo government has misused it. How come the federal government till now have not challenged or sued or probe or one way or the other? Because if I invest in you 22 billion and you misuse it, I'm not going to just fold my hand and not say anything. So in that regard, we can produce sound bites, but let us back the sound bites with facts. And when it comes to industrialization, in actuality, Edo State has moved forward from a civil servant state to at least a non-civil servant state today, whereby the state government through through its deliberate policy has been able to attract significant private sector to come in and invest in Edo, now creating jobs and all that. You asked about the industrial revolution, industrialization. Unfortunately, we have serious challenges in that sense that nothing we are able to sustain and stabilize our electricity. There is no takeoff of industrial revolution, but at the same time too, you cannot deny the fact that Edo State has now been in the forefront of generating, transmitting, and distributing its own electricity. The federal government, we have to thank the federal government of Buhari for that, and thank the federal government of Tinubu for signing it into law, for allowing the state now. Yesterday here, a 1 megahertz solar grid was commissioned in, I believe in, was it Ikpobaha or one day? I just saw that yesterday. And
I think
Ikpobaha, about 50 or such is going to be built. I can only speak true to fact to what I know, and I won't speak to speculation. And what I know is, I know the Edo State just partnered with BDC to supply, I'm not sure, I think 500,000 meters, prepaid meters to the indigenous of Edo. Edo State government is only complementary the effort of the federal government. We are BDC. When NEPA was broken down, it was broken down into 5 segments. So we don't need a monopoly. Osiomo is not a standalone. We have Azura. The more the merrier. We don't need a monopoly. The market is huge. Let every player come and play. Once you are playing, you provide services. Look at the GSM today. If we only had Econet or what you call it, MTN, there would have been monopoly like the way we had Nitel. But when many players came into the field, the services improved and the cost reduced. The same thing goes for power. So for Edo State to be fully industrialized, we have the enterprise park, the same as this in Olobo. Yes, it's taking a while for it to come on board and things are slow. Like you all know, if we want to be truthful to ourselves and speak true to fact, government is not does not work overnight. It does not have the efficiency of a private sector whereby I can take decision today, I'll implement it tomorrow. Even the measure of the gele, from the inception through the EPI, the approval for the government, and these are, if we're speaking truth, it takes time for all this to develop. So Edo is in a critical situation right now. We are at a point where we've made some progress. And this election is at the crossroad where do we vote for those who can take Edo to the next stage, a first world sub-nation, based on what has been laid, or those who are just going to come back and play politics. So, to answer your, the industrialization of Edo State is possible, but we're not there yet. The foundation is being laid. We need deliberate policies and competent hands with experience to drive the process, but we've made progress.
Thank you so much. Yes, it looks like you tried to say something, right?
Yeah. I want to also put some things to bear or to clear some things. Basically, even in basic economics, industrialization comes to play where there is sound infrastructure. A government that actually wants industrialization will concentrate its energy first to drive deliberate policy on infrastructural revamping. Why? That is why we say white elephant project, where money is being, you are using billions in MOU consultancy. When we say this thing, they said it's quick bites. It's not, these are facts. If everybody is lying in the media or whatever, the government also have the right. We have freedom of information. That we have all this, we have access to all this information. The government have the right to also sue the media people or the newspaper, whatever. We can continue and continue while embarking on Gele seaport, when even up till now you are still telling us you are building the infrastructure surrounding Gele. Why talking of railway? Because you need massive infrastructure. First of all, you need estate valuers to come and do the roads and everything, to lay out the map for even the railway. Now, still talking of the industrialization. Oshomole came to power in 2008. We saw the infrastructural revolution that was driven by Oshomole. How Oshomole opened up the state across the local government. There are no local government today that we don't have sustainable road infrastructure. Sustainable. We are talking of infrastructure, you talk of water. Let me take you to Esa land. The larger Esa water project was conceived by Ogbemudia in the late 80s. Not even late 80s, early 80s, between late 70s and early 80s, when Ogbemudia was at the end of affair of Bende State. And the project was abandoned, Ugboha water project in Ugboha. That project was resuscitated by former President Muhammadu Buhari. The full water project to supply water to the entire 5 local government of Esa land. The federal government partnered with Obaseki. In September 2018, the then Minister of Information, after the project was completed at that state, because they had agreement with the state government, we will complete the project as federal government. We will hand over to you for water reticulation. What is water reticulation? It means all you need to do is now to connect the water from the main project site, spread it across the local government. That is water reticulation. That means they have done 70 to 80% of the project. That project was handed over, completed at that stage, at that 80% done, as agreed with the federal government, was handed over by Lai Mohammed, September 2018. These are also verifiable. As we speak, that reticulation is abandoned. It has not even done it. You talk of you woo ethanol. You measured a percent. You measure ethanol project in Obaka, another private investment. Where is the ethanol getting its raw material? Cassava. 3.9 billion cassava money from federal government to support cassava farmers in Edo State. We are talking of smallholder farmers. The real people that are going through hunger, the real people that need the money. You collect the money from federal government and still give it to commercial companies, big companies, and you call that progress? How does it drive the rural economy of the state? That is the microeconomies. When the microeconomy is useless, the industrial economy will become useless if the macroeconomy is not holding. Because from the macroeconomy is where the industry gets raw materials to produce, to do whatever they need. So where are we? What we are talking of industrialization, we are not driving it. The measure power, as the measure Azura power. Azura power was a program of federal government and Edo State government from Obasanjo time under the NIPP, National Independent Power Project (NIPP), brought about Azura power in Aduawa near along bypass, that bypass road for Lagos bypass that went through Aduawa. That is where Azura power is located. I'll be there. I know the place. They partnered with Edo State government. Oshomole invested, Edo State government contributed $2 million into that project. If you believe, because a power measured Azura power now, that they don't want to someone to be monopoly. Oh God, Edo State. You went to the same investment just few years ago, before the 2020 election, around 2020 election, Obaseki divested $1 million. The investment of Edo State, he removed 50% of it. Where did he take it to? He said he was going to invest it in. You remove from a project that is already generating power. Azura Power generates 480 megawatts of electricity to the national grid of Nigeria. You divested Edo State stake from it, $1 million. That is how many billions of naira. You took it to, you said you want to build an enterprise park. Enterprise park that you conceived since 2017. And the enterprise park is even the same NCB, the Nigeria Content Development Board, is also involved in enterprise park as we speak. And that, as of today, Go and read. I can also forward you. He has it on our platform. The state of things at the other part. We are still talking of perimeter fencing, settlement of land, and all those. Since 2017, why moving? And you have divested our money from a project that is ongoing, that is already functioning, that would improve our stake, that will make us to negotiate better, that we need more electricity generation for other distributors to come and take to spread to the state. You divested the money and took it to Enterprise Park, and Enterprise Park is in limbo today. So why investing Edo State money in water infra project? Why don't you concentrate the misplacement of priority? Lofty idea, but translation zero. Just look at all of it that I've explained. How do they translate to the rural economy? How many people? Presco Oil has been operating in Edo State for more than 30 years. Have they not been? How many people is Presco going to employ? Is it because Edo State invested in Presco? You are taking the people's money to invest in a private company owned by the foreigners. In the last 2 years, what is the FDI? We've been signing MOU across the world. We've got to Germany, we've got to Britain, we've got to China. In the MBS, Nigeria Bureau of Statistics, has all the FBI allocated to each state. You can Google what has been the FDI, the foreign inflow of investment to Edo State in the last 3 years, in 2021. So that means effort 100. The money you use to go to abroad to go and sign on MOU 100. What is the result? Zero. That is what we are talking about. If you said you created 53 billion in the budget for circular economy, ease of doing business, what is it reflecting in? The SME are one of the necessary drivers of the real economy, not even industrialization, because the SME produce the raw material for the industrialization to thrive. Through the back of industry, the federal government of former President Buhari and Betty Obaseki, the wife of the governor, is an executive director in back of industry. On behalf of the back of industry, she came to Edo State to present the check to the government, 2 billion naira to support SME. They should tell us how many of the SMEs benefited. I'm not far from that. I live in I go to my state. We do business there. I have a quarries in Ipeshi, in Akoko Edo. As we speak, Edo State have fertilizer plants in Ipeshi. How much is fertilizer in Auchi? Fertilizer, the same fertilizer that live in Ipeshi in Edo State for north is cheaper in Zafara. It's cheaper in Jigawa. You cannot even afford it in Auchi. You can't have the same fertilizer in Auchi. But in Auchi there, you have the factory. Cement, Boa cement is in Opela. A bag of cement is about 8,000 naira in Auchi, Opela. But meanwhile, a bag of cement is okay. A bag of cement is about 7,000 naira. So what is going on?
When you say here, where are you talking about? Here. I'm
talking about Abuja. Okay. They bring the cement from Auchi to Abuja. They sell it 7,000 here. They sell it 8,000 something in Edo State, where they produce it. I just told you of palm oil. Palm oil is being sold for 35,000 for 25 liters. Here is 29,000. In Ekiti State is 22,000. I deal on all these things.
Okay.
These are facts. So if you want to open up an economy, don't stop deceiving Edo people with lofty English speaking. That is why we said it's not about how many programs you have reeled out. It's about what have you translated, not be grammar with a talk.
All right, thank you so much. But you both are speaking grammar today, and I'm very happy about that. Yeah, a lot of people may not even understand the breakdown of what you guys are talking about, but I know you guys are talking facts. With your experiences.
Infrastructural investment is still very poor in Edo State.
Yes, sir.
And for the benefit of doubt, I did not score Obaseki zero. I said it's below average. I did not score him zero.
Comrade, listen to this. I appreciate you. If you are just joining us, you are listening to the Idele-Ero show, the very, very first active debate regarding the election, the gubernatorial election in Edo State coming up on the 21st of September 2024. The two gentlemen here that you are listening to are people who are based in the system. They are supporting their own individuals, and they are here today to let us know the reason why they want their candidate to become the next governor of Edo State. Again, I'm going to tell you, if you are just joining us, that Mr. Eriyo is based in Boston, Massachusetts, and is a member of the media team, the diaspora media team of Aswa Ighodalo and Osaodio Ogie campaign for the governorship and deputy governorship in Edo State. Is a member of the diaspora team, media team. Now, we also have Comrade Haruna. Comrade Haruna also defending his own choice of candidate of Senator Mondo Paulo and Right Honorable Dennis Hausa, who represent the APC. Now, what we are here today, again, is not to be partisan, and both of them are actually, did very well on that line, that they are not trying to bring in political parties to it, but they're trying to bring out facts. Mr. Eriyo is telling us what the government of Obaseki has done, even though the government is winding out now, it's about to expire into a new one. And then he has enumerated, what he has done and what he has made, either way he has made progress. Now, Comrade Haruna, on the other hand, is debunking all those areas that he mentioned, that they are not true, even though it is, in the public space, as he termed it as propaganda, because the reason why he said that is because when you go on ground, all those things are not real, they are not true. That's the debate today. So if Mr. Eriyo bring some fact, Comrade Haruna also is debunking that those things you said, yes, it was mentioned or it was part of the agenda that people, the reason why people supported, but unfortunately it was not actualized. We all know all that. So if you are in the audience and you want to join us on this debate, you are very free to go to the message box and give us your opinion. I will put it on the screen, and if it is a question or anything, they will act on it. The debaters will act on it, and I will also make my own contribution. Being fair as a moderator of this program. Now we're going to talk about. I mentioned three things that we need to talk about. We don't talk about the industrialization, and that has been well debated. So I want us to go back to the education. When Comrade Oshomole came in 2008, and he went into action, and what they call a red roof revolution, in terms of infrastructure and all that. So Mr. Eriyo has agreed with us today that government is continuity. So people are expecting that with that aggressive approach to the red roof revolution and other area of education should have been followed by the government of Obaseki for the past 8 years. And we are not saying he hasn't done well. It is, both of them had to argue that right now, that the education sector, where it is lacking and where progress has been made. Yes, Mr. Eriyo also said that there has been some significant progress in terms of technology that they have, Obaseki has introduced, like tablets, into educational system, whereby teachers can now teach with tablets instead of going to the board to write. So that's quite laudable. We applaud the government for that. But what is the progress generally in education? Is the standard of education, has it been improved, or is still where we are, or is it declining? We want to know about all that. And also, many government, when they come in, they build tertiary institutions or improve on what is on ground. Which of this area has the government of Obaseki worked on? Which area has it improved, or what has it done? I'm going to also give the fair chance to Mr. Eriyo to talk about that first, before we bring in Honorable Haruna to also, if there's any objection to what he's going to say about that. Thank you, Mr. Eriyo. You have the floor.
Thank you, Jobran, once again. I think before I dive into answering some of the questions, especially as it surrounds education, I just want to touch on some of the few things and correct some inaccurate statement. The Ugboha water recirculation project. I don't know the last time my brother Haruna visited or got an update. I can speak to a fact and I can mention name. There is this gentleman, is on Facebook. You probably may have come across him, Alfred Oyi Nosa. He did a video of the recirculation project on that is functioning and has not been abandoned. And if we go back, there is a video circulation of the late Tony Anene of blessed memory. See, honestly, I hate to want to like I mentioned, the reason we're here, it is not to like cast aspersions on those who have come before us, but you can, when some subject matter is being dug up without having you to reference. The late Chief Anene of blessed memories, there is a video campaign going on where he said the same thing he said when the water the water project was attracted. There was supposed to be a counterpart fund to be paid by the Edo State government. Throughout the administration of Adanso Shomole, he never paid it until Obaseki came and paid it before the project could move forward. Therefore, when we speak, when we come out like this, we all want a better Edo State. In order to have a better Edo State, we need to speak true to our facts and true to our conscience. And in that process, we move our state forward. But we can't help being biased because I have my position because I'm supporting Aswe Godalo and I wanted to take over from Obaseki, and I'm going to use some of the projects Obaseki has done to promote my narrative. Everything I'm saying can be checked fact. If I'm wrong, I'll come back to your show and say, oh, I misspoke, I apologize. The one thing I won't do, I won't lie for a candidate and I won't lie for a politician I support. I don't owe them that much. I don't owe them that. My integrity is dear to me and my name is dear to me. That said, you talk about what have been done in the educational sector. Let us go back and just like prior to Obaseki, the School of Nursing was disaccredited. For 12 years, there was no accreditation. The school does not exist. But today we have one of the best nursing schools in Nigeria in the School of Nursing, right there along Sept Road. The School of Health Technology and Science off Dumes Road is just being recertified and renovated with students coming into school this September. You talk about the School of Agri, Igoriaki. The pictures are there. When the government came into power, it was a dilapidated secondary school with snakes and everything running up and down. But today, if if anybody wants to verify and challenge me in what I'm saying, I will take them, not physically, I can make an arrangement for them to go see what has been done. We'll talk about College of Education in Kiadolo. At the time, the last, previous administration was setting up the Edo University, Uzaria, and, the College of Education was upgraded to become Tayo Akbata University. Unfortunately, it wasn't funded equally. Ekiadolo fell by the wayside. Obaseki came, inherited the challenges, but made a tough decision to say, you know what, I can't fund this. I'm gonna close it, but I'm gonna create three campuses of College of Education as one body. There will be one in Abudu, there will be one in I believe Igweben, and there will be one in Afuze. He went to the one in Abudu, renovated, upgraded, students are in. Then the Ekiadolo, fortunately, about that time, I think after a year or two later, the federal government came up with educational policy to set up 6 federal colleges of education in the 6 geopolitical zones. Obaseki administration was able to attract the one for the South to Ekiadolo. Ekiadolo is now the Federal College of Education in Ekiadolo because there was structures already on ground, and they just did their second immatriculation, I believe, recently, because Edo State government has now handed that structures and everything to the federal government. So when you look at it, Ekpoma University has, University Ekpoma has presented a challenge to the administration of Obaseki, and the man has, gotten involved, and the process of cleaning it up to bring it back to its old glory has not been easy, because politics has been involved, and personal interest has been involved. But today, the governing body has been set. Today, they are gradually moving to the path of progress. But there's a lot of work that still needs to be done. We can't come here and blow trumpet and just like talk. But then you look at the basics. Oshomole came and did the Red Roof Revolution. If I cannot take credit away from him, but he did his best. And the next governor or government that came started from where? It's like you did some structures. If it was easy, you would have completed the whole structure in your 8 years and not leave any dilapidated. Most of the school did not start, getting spoiled in the last 8 years, or just started getting spoiled from 2016. So if, as much as Oshomole did his best, there were still some area he couldn't touch. He did the structure. What about the mind? Yes, you need both. You need a good environment for students to learn. At the same time, you need good teachers to teach and with the curriculum and create a welfare for these teachers to teach. So when Obaseki came, infrastructure probably was not the major priority, but how do we raise the educational standard of the people, the average Edo student, from being able to read and write, with proficiency, and be of the same standard with any kids anywhere in the world? So that became a priority. That gave birth to the Edo Best. So the Edo Best was primarily concentrated in the primary school level. It was what they call it, the Edo Best 1.0. And now they gradually graduating, and those students that started from the one, before I even forget, now look at the Benitech. We know how it was prior to Obaseki coming in. The school was being encroached on by land grabbers. It had to, first of all, physically, take the land back, the school land back, and build an 800 student block in that school right now. As you and I speak, I have a video of numerous of video that I can present to back up what I'm saying right now. That the old buildings, as built during Ogbemudia's regime by the Canadians, as handed over, it is being now renovated all over again, so that the institution where you now say not every student will be a lawyer, not every student has the flair for accountancy or medicine. Now, the disarticulation has actually really started, that when it gets to a certain point, if you don't want to go this line, you want to go through vocational, you can go. And not to blow my trumpet, I know very recently there was this a cooker challenge by the Benitech catering department. And I know I contributed a little to the prize money. These are measurable and verifiable facts. So when what I'm saying in essence is this: there is a lot of work to be done. we have improved. The average those people between primary 1 and probably GSS 3, their standard of education, teaching, knowledge, proficiency in English and mathematics, and overall well-being of the educational standard has significantly improved. Even our teachers are, like I said earlier, they are better, they are better trained. We'll remember, well, let me not go into that, when a teacher was being debunked to spell her name and all that. But today, our teachers are being trained and retrained to give the best. Their welfare is being taken care of. There are measurable things that, okay, can you go to the secretariat today and say the buildings are not on site? It's only propaganda, is only 3D. Can you say today Edo State is not being, prior to now, I don't know if the federal government has started implementing their increase, not paying 70,000 minimum wage? Are you now saying that in Edo State we do not have a health insurance plan, where all the pensioners and all government workers are enrolled in it? So what are, if it is not just about just reeling out, but it's about measurable facts that are on ground, and understanding and accepting the fact that there is room for improvement, but a lot has been done. Like I said earlier, we're not where we want to be in Edo State, but we're no longer where we used to be. We have moved forward significantly. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Before I can imagine, I'll be seeing you trying, nodding your head and all that, smiling and talking about Comrade. So I know you have a lot to say regarding that. Even me, as a moderator, I'm going to quickly say something. My brother Samir, you did very well. Your facts are okay. I know about Uyinosa. Uyinosa is this is nothing personal. I am not being partial, but I'm a moderator. I have to say what I know. Uyinosa is I'm not going to pass any aspersion like you say. I'm not going. Not an insult, but I think he's being paid for what he's doing. Why? I'm gonna tell you. I have a property in Benin Technical College. My daddy has a property in Benin Technical College Road. I live right there. You know my brother, Sabir, you're my brother. Now, for over the years, for the past 7 years, you cannot tell me how many kilometers of road is it between from New Lagos Road to the school. Till today, I am telling you, I just came back from Nigeria recently. Till today, and my house is right there, my property is right there. The job is not done, it's not completed. Part of it is done, yes. And I'm very sure it's because of this election that is coming. It's been 7 years, I mean, 8 years. The infrastructure, the structures on ground in the school, I go there every Sunday. I go there to exercise myself in the compound. The building that you talk about that was erected by the Canadians has been abandoned. He has actually built new structure building right there. We agree to that. Those other buildings would have been, to me, that's my opinion, would have been renovated and kind of transformed. But that wasn't done. And when you
let me jump in real quickly. That's so wrong. I mean, I don't know when the last time you checked, but yes, those buildings, as you and I speak right now,
yes,
are currently under reconstruction and being renovated, and that I can prove to you, that I can show you, and speaking truth to fact. So I know the road from this, New Lagos Road to the school has been tied. I know there's a lot of underground drainage going on in that houses. I don't, so yes, good work or whatever, takes a little while. But the work is ongoing, has never been stopped, and has never been abandoned. So there are some areas that has been done.
Sorry, my brother. Let me quickly complete what I was trying to say. I know that sir, make videos all the time, and then when I get them, like, where is this video coming from? For real, and this is being factual. You know, if you go to, as I speak right now, I wish I could use a satellite to bring it up to you. The gate, the entrance into the school. Look, it's like I don't know what I say. It's impossible. I mean, the place is waterlogged. If it was actually done, it wouldn't be like that. So that is one thing. But for somebody to come out with every time he brings out video, and when I get that, I'm like, where is the video coming from? Yes, the structure that he has built, I see that, and I commend him for that. When I got into there, I was paraded around that building. It's like a kind of a circle, a building right there. But the main buildings that were there, we were playing soccer right one day with a team, right? They were just doing exercise. People came with a truck and started moving things out of the place. And then I challenged them, like, what are you doing? They said they were asked to remove them by the authority. And then I kept quiet, because if I have gone further, maybe something else would have happened. But I challenged it. I did challenge it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you up on this challenge. I'm gonna personally take you up on this challenge, and I pray that when I do, to give me the opportunity to show my challenge on air in this your show. When I do, if you are right, and I will speak to the father, and say you are right. If I'm wrong, I'll accept the fact. But I know for a fact, as you and I speak right now today,
I think we should go to
the renovation is ongoing. But let us leave that and move on.
Yeah, we're gonna move on.
Let's move on.
We're gonna move on. Now, one thing I want to point out here, when we were schooling back in our days, all of us here, I remember there were some recruitments, constantly of teachers into schools. I know all of us belong to different background, primary and secondary schools. Do you know that I understand that there are budgets made every year by the state government into education? But we have been seeing, and I don't know, like I said, I belong to all student association that has taken over recruitment of teachers and payment also teachers, and even renovating the structure. Those ones, the credit are being given to the government. I understand all that. You and I know you belong. You cannot tell me that you do not contribute to your own school, the student association. So I'm gonna let that. I just want to kind of put that aside, and then let me go to Comrade Haruna Braimoh, because I know he has been trying to make some contribution while we're talking. Comrade Braimoh, what do you want to? What's your contribution? Because you were anxious, you wanted to say something. Probably you were going to stop him, but that is not allowed. So we give each other the chance to speak, and then you can respond. If you are still listening to me, it looks like your device is frozen, Comrade. But anyway, so before you come back, my brother Eriyo, I'm gonna just let's leave all that challenge alone and move further now. On the are you back, sir?
Yeah, the network.
Okay, yeah, I understand. I see that. So it looks like you were trying to say something before I even jumped in, trying to correct the impression. I am not saying that he hasn't done anything in technical school. He has done well. Even constructed the road, had it inside within the compound. We appreciate that. But a lot that is said on social media is not correct. Let's leave that alone. What do you have to say? You were trying to say something.
Yeah, first of all, Epa talks about the same Uyinos are talking of the reticulation, water reticulation work ongoing. Let me explain something. If 80% of a water project was done within 3 years of Buhari administration, and this project has been handed over to you September 2018, to reticulate means to channel the water, to lay pipes, to connect it to major local government. From there, they lay pipe to get the water. That is what it is. So you understand? And I can also bring
to channel the water out.
Yes, exactly. So if the major work was done, Buhari came to power in 2015, and by 2018 he has handed over this project, and this is 2024, and a part just said Uyos have verified that the reticulation work is being done.
Not being done, but not being done,
okay,
not being done. Sorry.
Has been done.
Sorry, I'll let you finish. No, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I don't want to interrupt.
It has been done. No, if you say it has been done, we can call people. We have 5 local governments in Nesa land. If they have access to pipe borne water. The difference. Hold on. That is for that. I'm going back to the education.
Let me quickly say something about that. He has something to say. He didn't say it was done.
Okay.
What is it? I mean, like in everywhere, you and I understand. When water is brought to you, it is not for free. We pay for the water we use in where we reside. Even back in the days when water board was working, some of us that grew up to see water being, pipe-borne water. At the time you open your tap, your sink, your shower, it is a pipe-borne water, not borehole. At the end of every month, water board brings bills for us, and we pay. It is not free. So when we talk about what we talk about, is like we can, I'm not saying the whole of Eastern land has been, piped with pipe-borne water, but what I'm saying is, the project is ongoing and some communities has been serviced. But at the same time too, you have to apply the same thing with electricity. I can't just give you, electric without, for free. You have to, at least get a meter and pay for what you're using. The same thing applies to the water. That is what I'm saying. So primarily, I'm not saying it's free, or I'm not saying it has been done, or the whole 5 of, the 5 local governments of Eastern land is now receiving water, or every house is now receiving water. But I'm saying, like, that project has not been abandoned, and it is still ongoing, and that is the fact.
All right, so go ahead and continue.
Definitely, it's not for free. Even people pay for water board. Even right here in Abuja, we have a water board, and we also pay. That is not even the question. What I'm just trying to say, it's taking, if the water reticulation as a part claim that is ongoing, is being worked on, is taking much of time since 2018, because the majority of the whole project was done within 3 years. That is where we're talking about the seriousness. This is not about the rush. The last information, which is verifiable, because the government went there to say to still go and promise. They've shifted the promise for more than 3 times, and I have all the observer reports. I have the observer report. Direct observer is a state government news. I have the observer report on these projects. Everything I'm saying here, all the project, I have the observer's report. That is for that. Let's go to the education and the infrastructure. A part of Edo Best. What is the human capital investment? Because Edo Best, the essence of Edo Best was to improve the learning standard. I know it's going to impart the knowledge is the teachers. What quality of teachers do we have in Edo State? Quality and quantity. We're not talking of, because you go around Edo State, the primary schools and the secondary schools, majority of the schools, especially in the local government, I'm not talking of Benin Metropolitan Center, across the local government, some schools have three teachers. I'm talking of course teachers. The rest are sometimes being paid by the community. Some are corporate, some are being paid by PTA. And the ones they also recruited are being paid 38,000 naira. They don't even give the core teachers in these schools. They are 3-4, not more than that. So what is the essence of the Edo Best? And you are sharing an iPad for them, for these 3 teachers. In my village, one teacher under 38,000, Mr. Wahab, is being paid 38,000 naira a month. He's teaching from how many classes he told me he was teaching across different subjects. They are depth of teachers. So what is the essence of Edo Best? That is for that. Go to the infrastructure. Igboreaki, College of Agriculture. What is the position of the job there? Is that school functioning now? Have they matriculated anybody? Is the School of Agriculture officially open? Still ongoing. These are the things we are still talking about. We talk of EPOMA, Edo State University. When Oshomole was there, the monthly allocation subvention, state subvention, subvention to, apart from their IGRO, state subvention to Ekpoma was around between 70 to 80 million. As we speak, the subvention to Ekpoma today is less than 40 million monthly. And some of the major projects there, they are TED funds, tertiary education trust fund for the federal government. Some of the capital projects going on there. At least, Oshomole did not build the Edo University IAMO for himself. He said it's owned by Edo government. Edo University is owned by Edo State government. That project was conceptualized and finished, at least with matriculation. You don't think higher institutions, physical structures continually being built, but a complete institution was created and was built and was made to run in the life of an administration. That is a legacy project. We had Airport Road, Abapava, those dualized roads. These are legacy projects that came on the life of an administration that you can I mark projects. We have the hospital, the central hospital that has now been taken over by consultants who are made to run it. I don't want to delve into that, but these are unmarked projects. We have the Benin water storm, where it stopped. What has been the continuum? $150 million has been used by this administration. I'm still on air. These are verifiable facts. I will still send you all these details. Everything I've said here today, I'll give you the link to verify all of them. $150 million, because Obaseki said he has spent $150 million in erosion control in Edo State. Today, Edo State is among the most devastated erosion-prone states in Nigeria. From Edo North to Edo Central to Edo South, where is the erosion control? How has the money been spent? When we are talking of these things, we're not talking of how good or how idealistically better this project are. Nobody is against all that. How has this project translated? Because we have failed in the primary, we are doing tertiary. Without the primary, we cannot get the secondary right, we cannot get tertiary rights. You want to curb hunger in the land. They gave you 5 billion anchor borrower scheme, federal government, and those benefited. The rice project, that's what I'm talking about. A bag of rice in Kano is 48,000 naira. In Abuja, I buy from Kano, they drop it for me in Abuja for 3,000 naira. That's a bag of rice is 80,000, 78,000 in Benin. But Edo State was among the 14 states in Nigeria picked by the federal government that has the cooperative advantage, agriculture-wise, to farm rice, for rice farming. Just the way Edo State was picked for palm oil. That is state with cooperative advantage on a particular project. And the money was made available. How many rice farmers in Edo State? We have we have Ekpoma rice. We have Agenebode rice. We have Ilushi rice. We have Sugbenu rice. Have they produced any rice? How much is rice being sold there? These are the questions we keep. These are the questions begging for asking. When you are not driving, remember you mentioned IGRO. I'm coming. And you mentioned payment of 70,000 naira. Let's start from the IGRO. You are generating. Edo State is number 9 on IGRO, one of the highest states in Nigeria that generate IGRO. But can Edo State survive on its own, like Lagos, without fire?
All right. I was going to say before the network, calling again, but I know he's going to come back. But I know we are going to continue. It's going to be a series. I will make it a series.
If today the IGRO is the pay,
we cannot complete all this.
Because the IGRO is in papers. It's not in figures. If your IGRO, you are number 9 highest generator of IGRO in Nigeria, and yet you are the 5th most indebted. Right now, we are the 3rd most indebted states from the National Debt Office, DMO, Debt Management Office. We are number 3, and we are one of the 5th states borrowing to pay salary. We are none of the.
So, like I said, it's going to be.
We are borrowing to pay the 70,000. We are borrowing to pay the 70,000 naira, the 70,000 naira increments that we said we are bragging that we are among the few states that is paying minimum wage. We are borrowing from the CBN to pay. We are the 5th most indebted state borrowing to pay salary. That means we are borrowing to run recurrent expenditure. We are not borrowing to drive capital projects. If you are borrowing to drive capital projects, those capital projects will open up the economy. Any country in the world, any state that borrowed to run recurrent expenditure, that state is not healthy, is technically insolvent. You cannot have an IGRO that is increasing at the same time we are owing $600 billion, $300 million in foreign borrowing. If you tell me that the money was used for, I mark the project for us, let's go and evaluate it. These are the questions.
Excuse me, sir. Comrade Braimoh, thank you. First of all, I want to appreciate both of you. You know, this is a robust debate right here. I don't think even the candidates themselves cannot defend all this that you guys are saying today. So I really appreciate and I applaud you for your contributions. Now, this is making progress for the state. You know, if we don't do all this, if we don't do these checks and balances, our state will not move forward. So it is not personal, nothing personal at all. Everybody is a challenge for everybody to come up with ideas that can move our state forward. Now, I want to, I don't know if you guys don't mind. Again, like I said, this is just the beginning. And we have like less than 3 weeks of campaign. I can make this program twice a week. You know, I want us to be able to, you know, delve into areas that people need to know before they cast their vote. That's the reason why we are doing all this. If you guys do all this debate where people are listening to you, there are some people who probably haven't made up their mind. They may not swing, you know, they swing themselves and their family or their followers, things like that. That's the reason for all this. Now we have been able to articulate all these things, but we cannot do it all in one series. I will expect that you guys, I will call you guys again to come back to this same platform and continue the debate. Even if others are coming, like I said, I can make it twice a week. Basically, it's just being Saturday, except if it is if there's something urgent, then I can bring it up to like midweek, something like that. Now, we're going to leave all that alone for now, sir. I want to ask this pertinent question before I open the phone line. If there are people still listening to us, I know it's getting late out there, particularly in Africa. And then, so I'm going to open up the phone line real quick if they're going to make their contribution. But unfortunately, I've been disappointed upon how much this debate is. There has been less patronage out there on the comment section. That's fine. They can watch this program later on and probably, you know, just make up their mind. And next time, they may be able to contribute to it. Now, let me ask, on this basis, you both have argued for your side of the candidate. Now, and my brother Eriyo said his candidate has been a part of the economic team, part of the economy, even right from Oshomole period. So he's been there. And economic advisor is one of the backbone of any government. That means if they are able, if you see any progress being made, they probably kind of relate it back to the economic team of being able to advise, the governor or the government properly, adequately. So, okay, hold on. Let me take this. Okay, I think it's gone. Maybe we'll take it again anyway. So now my point is, he has been part of the government, and that's why he's, you know, he wants to become governor, having done well, or so as part of the economic team, as the only chairman of the Idele-Ero summit that have been, I think they have voted Idele-Ero summit several times, every year or something, you know. So, and we expect that something significant will come out of all that. And then on the other hand, my brother Comrade Braimoh is saying that nothing has been translated into action as we expected. The people of Edo State are kind of disappointed. On his side, that's his opinion, based on the funds that have been available and all that. All these projects that we talk about are supposed to be working by now. I mean, we understand that there is some slow pace in governance, but for 8 years, it's enough to have some significance to make some significant progress. So I'm going to just let us call it out that the next thing I want you guys to say. Can you please, my brother Eriyo, reserve some questions that you have to ask my brother Comrade Braimoh, and he will also reserve his own for next time because we're going to repeat this program. Why do you think Barrister Aswan Iudalo is more qualified as somebody who has been on the background of this government that people criticize a lot, and people who are supporting also say they have done well? Why do you think he is most qualified to be the governor of Edo State?
I think in my introduction, thank you again. In my introduction, I think I mentioned it already, but before I do come back and answer your question directly, I just needed to point out some irony here. The irony is this. We speak, and my brother Haruna speak, and even to the moderator to some extent, speak eloquently of the administration of Oshomole. And even the Oshomole itself attributed the success to the economic team as headed by Obaseki and Asuigodalo. Is it not an irony to say, if as a member and heading an economic team, they contributed so much to the administration of Oshomole? Now that he is a governor and Asuigodalo is still part of, in the private sector now, no, they couldn't do what they did for Oshomole for themselves. I mean, it's something to just ponder about. We talked about, Haruna, my brother, kind of talked about the little things. I just want to highlight that a little before we move on. So, how come Edo University is able to sustain itself without a government intervention, and Ambrose Ali University is not only being able to do that? Those are some of the questions. We talk about Edo debt, and say, okay, when we speak to politics, sometimes we call out, so many things. The largest debt in Edo government profile is the $225 million World Bank, $225 million World Bank loan that was taken during the administration of Oshomole, which has a 20 years moratorium or payback under 1%. At the time that $225 million was, borrowed, I believe the exchange rate was probably 1 to 5. That's 150 naira to $1, which at that time would have represented probably maybe 100 or under 100 million. That same $225 million today at current exchange rate is about 300 billion. So half of what Edo is owing, that is sitting on Edo debt, that every other person is now saying that Edo is the second largest debtor to Lagos State, is the 225 million World Bank loan taken that is not even drawing interest because it has a 20 years moratorium before you start to pay back. So take that out of Edo debt. Edo is probably less than 250 to 275 billion. But now, we'll to move that, my brother here, we had this same discussion in the platform when he pointed. I've forgotten who published the stat. In the same stat that said Edo is borrowing to pay salary, it still shows the state that has paid back the immediate borrowing, a short-term borrowing to fill the gap. As at the time that publishing came out, Edo has paid close to about 90% of the same debt it borrowed. But let us look at it just simply. Do you rather have a boss that will borrow and pay your salary so that you can have your take-home full, or have a boss that will owe you, or reduce your salary because the immediate revenue did not come, so that, don't you think you'd rather have a boss that will borrow short term and pay your salary so that you can go take care of yourself than reduce your, and not pay? And you talk about Edo State is, is borrowing to pay 70,000, and there are some states who are not borrowing, so to speak, make more, are struggling to even pay 30,000. Now you talk about oh man, fact. And you say Edo State is number 9, one of the highest, one of the 10 highest that generate revenue. But there was a publishing, and maybe either you didn't get to see it, but that counted Edo State among the 7 states in Nigeria that can survive without fact from the federal government. So those are facts. And those are verifiable. You are a statistician, you work with numbers, but it's just that sometimes your politics do not allow you to put those numbers. You speak some of the half truth, and you take the other half. But it is politics, understandable. I don't knock you on that level. So back to your question, please remind me again. I kind of travel somewhere. Please just.
Yeah. Okay, so what I try to say, for us, not to overburden this program today, because we're going to have to try to cut it short, because I know I'm going to bring you guys back again, if you guys don't mind. I don't
mind. It's a lovely discussion. It's all in the. Oh, I remember now. Why do I think Asu Ighodalo is the best candidate for Edo State moving forward? Based on his pedigree, based on his accomplishment in the private sector, you can check off the boxes. He's well educated. He has experience. He has been in the trenches. He started a company, grew it with a partner to become one of the best, or the first 5, corporate law firm in Nigeria, with 2 branches, one in Port Harcourt, one in Lagos, with over 150 partners, not to talk about other staff, supporting staffs. So here you are. And let me just throw in for the heck of it. He is very well articulated. He speaks eloquently. He does not count his words. When he talks to us, we understand. I had the opportunity of sitting down in front of him in New York when he had a town hall meeting. You could tell this man is passionate about Edo State, and he has a vision, and he knows where he wants to take Edo State without being biased. I say this without sense of responsibility. I don't know if you guys are still hearing me. It seems I'm the only one left. Is everybody still there?
We are here. I kind of make it solo. Sometimes I bring you when you are speaking, and then.
Oh, okay. It kind of threw me off. I didn't see you guys' face for a minute. I'm like, okay, am I speaking to myself here?
I did that. I want to make sure that people hear you.
I got you.
I do the same to Comrade. Yes.
I got you. So, there's a difference when you watch somebody speak on television and when you actually see them speak to you live. I saw and heard that man speak. He truly loves Edo people. He truly sees the vision where he wants to take Edo, how he wants to take Edo, and the pathway to it. It is in his agenda, the manifesto. So, based on all this, then he has a seasoned candidate in the deputy Osarodonoge who has seen it all. At least he has a 16 years on the job experience, counting from 2008 with Governor Adams Oshomole. So when you put those two together, I'm not saying the other guys are not qualified. Well, but these 2 guys, my guys, are more qualified to be the next governor. The governors and the deputy governor position, They are the two most important jobs in Edo State. We cannot afford to give it to anybody less qualified or experienced. So for those many reasons, and hopefully when you bring us back or you bring me back, I can begin to speak more on it. But for now, those experience, the pedigree, the background, the private sector, they have a second job where they were coming from. These and every other thing, very exposed. This and every other thing, for me, makes them the best candidate to move Edo forward after Godwin Obaseki.
Thank you so much. Your chance, my brother Comrade Braimoh. You are not audible. We can't hear you. Did you mute yourself? Hello? No, we can't hear you. It looks like you are muted. Check your microphone on your device. Mr. Eriyo, can you hear him?
No, I cannot hear him though. He's muted.
No,
unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself, please. Yeah,
all right.
You go. No, it's still the same, right? What's going on? No.
I think he has lost audio.
Yeah.
But I can hear you.
Yeah, you can hear me, right? I can hear you too.
Yeah, but I can hear, Comrade.
Okay, Comrade, we cannot hear you. Can you hear us?
You can hear, but we cannot hear you. Something is wrong somewhere.
That means your microphone, something is wrong with your audio right now. Check it and let's fix that. You are speaking, but we cannot hear. I can hear you, and you can hear me too. So check what's going on with your device. Okay, yeah, then you can come back. That's a good idea. Now, I'm going to wait for you to.
He has a right to express himself and promote his candidate and all that.
Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
We can hear you now.
All right. Yeah. I think I have to put some things in before I draw my conclusion on why I'm rooting for my candidate. I need to put some things in a better perspective and for us to have it.
Yeah, go ahead.
We don't have to the template of the University of Uzare, Edo University, why it's sustaining itself. The template of its creation from inception is modeled like you have Oxford or Harvard. It's not a fully state-owned university. The ownership is owned by the state government, but the management arrangements, that is why if you look at the school fees, everything is like being run like a private university. It's a model university, just like model school, and you have other government school those days. You have a unity schools in Nigeria, Federal Girls College, Federal Boys College, all those unity school. What you pay there, they are also different. It's a model school. That is why it's different from the Edo State University. So it's not an excuse. That is not an excuse for Obaseki not to make Edo State University work. Almost after 8 years of coming to power, you are able to reduce the subvention. And secondly, let me talk about the loan. Talk about the $250 million loan. Ironically, and good enough for the viewers. $225 million loan. For the viewers to understand, the consultant for those loans who facilitated those loans from the World Bank was Afri Investment run by Obaseki, who collected his own percentage of consultancy fee. The facts are also there. And that loan was supposed to be released in tranches, and that loan got approval in Goodluck Jonathan administration between 2013 and 2014. And Oshomole it was 75 million tranches, $75 million tranche for every tranche. And Oshomole only got 2 tranches of that money before he left government. So to now say that Oshomole borrowed the money, who utilized more than 50% or 60% of the money? Obaseki cannot deny that he did not he did not benefit from the money, his own government, because his government came to be in 2016 when the tranches was still being released to Edo State. Let's put these things clear. Now, coming down to the talking of borrowing to pay salary, a power analysis defies the logic, the financial logics. I'm a financial expert, so it defies it. Is in the developmental economics or in any financial analysis, you don't borrow to run recurrent expenditure in budget. We have what is called ways and means. If you lead to federal government, ways and means, this crisis of ways and means, where CBI governor Mefele, they dump money for ways and means. Ways and means simply means, what is the ways and means of financing budgets? How do you finance deficit in a budget? You don't finance, when you, even the federal government, when you are now borrowing to fund recurrent, you only borrow to fund capital project, capital budget. There is no logical professional explanation or why. The only explanation is that you are technically going broke. Whether you are having the capacity to pay back and borrow, you are robbing Peter to pay Paul. That is what it means. So you cannot, it does not match that you are having you are number 7 state. You say you can survive by fact. That is paper report. But in return, you cannot even pay your worker salary without borrowing. So how are you going to survive without federal allocation? Let's be frank. These are the more you look, the less you see that is going on in Edo State. By the so-called people that think they went to school. And that is why we are saying now Edo must be rescued. Coming back to why I'm supporting my candidate. With what I have known so far, imagine a state where 450 billion has just been approved in a supplementary budget. What is supplementary budget? You budgeted 320 billion for the year 2024. And you now feel there is need, there are other projects. You create those, you earmark some projects that they will come to bear. That they were not captured in your budget. You now create a supplementary budget. That is the essence of creating supplementary budget, to meet up with a capital project that have come, or maybe a CGC, like you want to make varmint, or you want to do ecological projects, or those devastation or whatever. These are the or emergency. Those are the things that give rise to supplementary budgets. So bringing a supplementary budget of more than 130 billion to now make the budget 450 billion. Few months to your administration expiring. And to date, we have questioned, even the civil society group, they have written. They want to know what this 130 billion is being earmarked for. Let's highlight them. Let's confirm the project you are going to use. When are you going to do this project? Between we are entering September, between September and November, that you are looking for. These are the questions. That is why we don't want to consolidate. We don't want to consolidate profligacy. What is going on in Edo State cannot be compared. Because what Edo State have collected in monetary terms cannot be compared to the good governance that is on ground. In the last 1 year of President Tinubu administration, Edo State, just 1 year of Tinubu, Edo State from FAC, federal allocation, I'm not talking of IGRO, from federal allocation, 30% derivative, and other palliative support money from federal government, including the COVID-19 money that is still receiving billions every quarter. As we speak, he collected last quarter, he collected the first quarter, he's still going to collect in this third quarter for COVID-19 of 2020. If you calculate it in the last 1 year, Edo State have collected 230 billion. Only FAC was 180 billion. The 30% derivation was about 22 billion as oil producing state. That is already 100 something. No talk of palliative. Some 5 billion, 7.something, 1%, all those money come. And we now talk, we have other interventionist funds and grants that are coming from abroad. If in a year, so what have we done with this money? And yet we pride ourselves that when we borrow to pay recurrent expenditure, remember, Edo State Civil Service, the old people constitute Edo State Civil Service, they are not up to 1% of the population of Edo State.
Okay.
Are you using the money to finance the human capital? That is for that. So the reason, this and many more reasons have made us to realize that leadership is not about how smooth talking you are. The best of smooth talkers today, they are yahoo on internet. flimsy people. Integrity and credibility is not the capacity for you to be eloquent. Both candidates have also been opportune. I was taken to his own candidate too by a respected son of Tonanenu, who is my personal friend. I've met Mondio Pewolo countless times. I've worked with Denko as a member of his media team and content development, and even during the primaries. These are persons I have met. A vision without a mission is an illusion. It's a tantalizing mirage. Obaseki, as the head of economic team of Edo State, was sold by Oshomole. And Oshomole told us all during the campaign that Obaseki, as the brain boss behind his government, he will continue from where he stopped. Because Obaseki, Oshomole felt that his vision will be continued with a defined mission from Obaseki. And he told us all he was an investment banker, he's a stockbroker, he's a developmental economist. Today, we can see for ourselves. There is no Ekewa Road has been under construction since 8 years. Ekewa Road, Dua Carriage. I can bet it is not completed. It's still ongoing. Everything is ongoing. Everything is ongoing. Dennis Idausa was House of Rep member in one election in 2019. The people voted for him for a single reason. He's also educated, he's a graduate. He also has master's degree. But it's not because he went to school that the people voted for him for second term. They call him Mr. Projects. Because he's meeting the needs and yearnings of the developing country. Edo is not Houston. Edo is not Dallas. Edo is not Massachusetts, where the basic has been done. What they are doing is consolidation. Edo is still in the need of the basic infrastructure. We are doing election. Opewolo is still fixing transformers across communities. Dennis Idausa is dropping transformers across communities. They are fixing roads. They are commissioning projects. That is what Edo needs. Not I mark now we need, not mark. They say I will do. You have headed. Let Obaseki take Yaso Igodalo out to go and campaign around 80 local government. The same way Oshomole took Obaseki ran 80 local government. He told Edo State Obaseki was his best. Can Obaseki boldly carry Yaso Igodalo around 80 local government and tell us that this is the head of his economic team that made it to? If Obaseki is performing by my standard below average, and the head of his economic team and allow Dao, which is not going to allow Yeke, then there is no reason for me to support retrogression. I cannot consolidate on retrogression. Thank you very much.
Well, like we're in a political era, and sometimes politicians will speak, the political language, they know. But before, either if you want to shut it up, or just give me.
Yeah, before I shut that, I will speak. What I was trying to say, see, I am overwhelmed. I mean, this is really, really, really overwhelming. And I'm very sure that those who are listening to the program right now, they are entertained and they will be satisfied with the level of the knowledge and the discussion today. So I'm very proud of you guys. And again, like I said, we're going to come back and continue the discussion because we have a lot to say that we haven't said today. This 2 hours or more is not enough for us to just go through what has been done and what has not been done in Edo State. Talking about the campaign that is on ground. That is why I am opening up the phone line briefly. If you are listening to us out there, the phone line to call right now is a WhatsApp number. You have to put a plus in front of the number, +1 214 229 7475. +1 214 229 7475. That is especially for those who are calling from outside of the United States and Canada. If you are calling within United States and Canada, you probably don't have to worry about the +1. But if you are calling from outside of the United States, you can put a +1 in front of the number. 214 229 7475. We are willing to hear from you. While our brother, Comrade Braimoh, is working on his device to come back on, I want to thank my brother Eriyo for this wonderful opportunity. that he has the chance that he has given to all my listeners today to hear him, because we were here together as well during the 2020 election, and we did very well, and a governor emerged out of that effort that we made. So not just this program alone, there were other areas, but I know of this particular program, the Idele-Ero show, we contributed immensely to the success of that campaign and the election. Now, my brother, Mr. Eriyo, I want you to kind of, before you come back, because I will give both of you the chance to give us your last words on today's debate. Now, you have said a lot about the achievement of your candidate, why he was, as a private sector individual, he has done very well in the private sector, and he has also done well, according to you, while he's the head of the economic team for Governor Obaseki. And that's the reason why Governor Obaseki projected him, I believe so, to become the governor of Edo State, based on the fact that he believed that he was behind a lot of his sources during these 8 years of his administration. And then now I'm going to say, if that is being said, I think his device is not connected here, he's trying to come back. But if that is what it is, and Edo State, the people are listening, it's up to them. It's up to their judgment, Again, most of those things we were saying, even those that was being said by Comrade Braimoh, there are some of them that are political statements, so that's what we call it. So some people like Oshomole, for example, kind of praised, his successor and, give him credit, a lot of credit. Some people will say is they are political statement. The same thing I will also, people are also saying already that what Obaseki is saying about his person of a project, which is Idele-Ero, some of them may also be political statement. We don't know yet. We're going to confirm that in the ballots. I hope that there will be a free and fair election. Hold on, let's hear from somebody. We're going to take this call. Okay, Caller, go ahead, sir. We're listening to you. Yep, we're listening to you.
I can't hear what he's saying.
Oh, you can? Are you?
No.
Can you hear now? Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to raise the volume here so you can. Go ahead, sir. Can you hear me now?
I want to say that I'm impressed by the speakers there. For their candidate they are supporting, especially the APC candidate, I don't know why they are bringing him out, because we pride ourselves with educated people in that state. So even if it's not educated, good speaker like Shomole, I mean, Shomole is not well educated, but at least he was a good orator. So this man, I saw him speak one time, and it was not really up to the standard. I don't know why they are supporting, why you brought him out. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I don't know if this I've not met him before, I don't know him. But at least they should bring somebody better. We are not crying wolf that we don't want a repeat of what is happening now. Even now that we are tired of Obaseki, we don't want that APC man come out. These guys on your platform now, they can be one of the candidates.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. We appreciate your time. Thanks for calling. We will talk about that. The discussions right here, they will still talk about that's where we are right now. Why the reason why they think this one is qualified or the other one is more qualified. Things like that. That's where we are right now. So you called at the right time. Thank you so much. May God bless you. All right. Mr. Black Rice, the reggae superstar, is an activist based in the Netherlands that just made that call. We are still expecting people to give us a call. I'm giving like about 10 minutes of that before we close the program for today. Now, I know you were not here for a minute, Comrade Braimoh. So I'm going to give you the chance as well
I really did not speak. You spoke all the time. While he was away, I didn't say nothing, and then the call came in.
Right. Well, that's why. What I mean is, I'm just telling him that I will give both of you the chance
okay.
to close. Yeah, to close. You see. So now he disappeared again because of the network. So I will give you the chance to close. And but what I'm saying is, we have said a lot today, and I know that we're going to come back to continue because this is a long walk. Because to bring somebody to support somebody to become governor is not just a day job. So it's going to take a little while for this campaign season for us to be able to articulate our points and let our people know why they should vote this way or the other way. So that was what I was trying to clarify. And I wanted to, the speaker has spoken about a particular candidate, and that is not yours. Do you have anything to say to the speaker, to the caller?
It's only nice that the caller, respectfully appreciated, and to some extent take the position. I mean, supporting the candidate I'm supporting. I think they see it. Like I said, I do not want to cast any aspersions on anybody or their, pedigree and all that, but it is obvious and it is glaring. Respectfully, I think Oshomole brand is no longer what anybody should be projecting and checking off as a badge of honor at this point. The respectful elder statement at this point needs to leave the campaign scene for the younger stars. He has done his work. He has done his job. He did his best. He came out in 2016 to project and say Obaseki is the best guy, and in the process, the marketing pastor is Yamo. Then flip in 2020 to demarket Obaseki and try to now project Pastor Yamo. And I come back in 2024 right now. Is now during the primaries. He was during their primaries. He was projecting Dennis Idahosa, and my good friend here, my brother here, was with Idahosa, and they were casting aspersions on every other aspirant. But it has emerged as their party. Now, the great comrade himself is now speaking. But in all of this, I think from experience and exposure, will you hire a guy or anybody to work for you without even having the opportunity to interview him? Here's my good brother Haruna stepping up, articulating, projecting, really our numbers, real, imagine, whatever it is. But he's well read, he's well articulated. He has presented himself before you to project his candidate. Why are they not allowing their candidate to be shown or to speak to Edo people, for us to interrogate him? Let him articulate his vision of how he wants to take Edo to. If Obaseki has performed below average, according to my good friend here, my brother, fine. You guys want to now, take Edo to the next step. Let your candidate, who is going to be the governor if elected, taking decisions, let him come and tell us how he's going to do that. Let us listen to him. The three front runners, no disrespect to the other candidates, Olumide Akpata of the Labour, Asri Godalo of the PDP, and Senator Monday Okpebolo of the APC. Akpata has presented himself wherever he's called, to speak to Edo people, and and all that, So how come we can't get to present the candidate of
the APC?
Of the APC to the Edo people, as we go in to do what is needful. So it is kind of a little challenging on that, because you and I will not employ anybody to work for us. A little without even interviewing, just because or tell me your background, where have you coming from, what have you done, how have you moved, based on that. So we will have enough time to continue to discuss, and hopefully you will invite me again. And there's more to say. Then no, just let me please let me just conclude, because we just spent so much part of today speaking about Obaseki.
Right.
So we never really had the time to now speak to the candidate and what they need to do for Edo people. What is the mission? What is the vision? How are you going to do it? How are you paying for it? So hopefully you will bring me back so that we'll have the opportunity to talk about that.
Of course I will. Now, okay, let me quickly say this. On this platform, I try to promote all the candidates. I can tell you now, I try to promote all of them. I've given them the opportunity. I have written to Aswa Iwedalo, I've written to Olumide Akpata, I've written to Monday Okpewolo. None of them have responded. They don't. Where I see that they respond to some other programs like that, off program, let me put it that way, so because this is not a saga program. No, it's not. Now, if they fail to go to the national television on ground over there, I'm here in the United States. So I have written to them, just come online, let us talk to our people. That's the reason for my invitation to them. But they have failed to respond to it. And one reason or the other, one excuse is that they are, busy. Again, I want to say this. It is not a constitution for any candidate to respond to any media, for any, to answer questions or something. No, it's not in the constitution. It is only where, for as a matter of credit, so for the people to actually hear. It's not that they are not hearing from them, they are campaigning, all of them. They are campaigning, they are going everywhere. I'm seeing them, I'm seeing videos and all that stuff. But I understand what our people are saying is that they should come to the national television to speak to the people. Yes, for some reason, Senator Okpewolo has not responded to those calls. But even here, none of them has responded to me, but it's okay. Now I decided to pick people like you and Comrade, and there are some other people I'm talking to as well, who are piloting their affairs on their behalf. So you guys have done very well today in trying to promote and market your candidates. And we haven't actually gone far on that because, like you said, we dwell a lot on Obaseki. No, Obaseki is going out. We are supposed to be talking about the candidates that are coming in. That's our motive of this program today. But unfortunately, we've been labeled so much on the Obaseki's performances and non-performance during his 8-year term. But hopefully next time, because as the campaign is also gearing up, we'll be able to more on the candidate next time when you guys come in. I must still bring both of you, probably add 2 more people from one person from each side, to balance it up. You guys have done well today. I really appreciate it. It is not nothing personal. You guys really air out your view maturely, with your experience and exposure. Same thing with him. He was talking so much on his area of specialization as a task consultant or something, or auditor. So he was talking about numbers. So I was expecting us to talk about the candidates that we are supporting, we are promoting. But again, like I said, we're going to do that the next time. Unfortunately, he is not back right now to come do the closing.
It would be unfair to him to continue on a single without a rebuttal, the opportunity of fair play.
I got you.
And you know, if you want to honestly draw it at this time and reschedule us, you know, I'll be obliged. But I thank you for the platform. For giving me the opportunity to at least speak on Edo issues, and particularly on the candidate I'm supporting. And hopefully you will bring me back and we'll continue the discussion. We all want the better Edo State. It's just that we have different choice and different pathway. But it is not personal. It is not sentimental. I want a better Edo State for all of us. But I appreciate you and I thank you.
Thank you so much. And it looks like he's making effort to log back in. Let's see in the next 1 or 2 minutes if he's able to do that. But if not, we will close the program for today. And people did not call in like that. I don't know why, but much was not also heard from the comment section. There has been some particular set of people. Okay, here he is. He's right here. I'm going to bring it to the studio. So we were talking about you while you were away. We want to make sure that we close the program fairly by giving you the chance also to make both of you anyway, none of you have said your closing remarks. In fairness, our brother Eriyo said, well, he don't want us to continue while you are not here because it would be unfair for him to be the one closing alone when both of you participated in the debate. So now that you are back, hopefully we'll get you to stay for the next 1 or 2 minutes. I want to give the opportunity to, I mean, this is going to be 1 minute each of you to round up and let me know. And I just want your confirmation that I'm going to bring you guys back to this platform to continue this debate because we have a lot that's not been said at all. Little has been said about the candidate. We want to concentrate on the candidates rather than the administration that is going away. Because that one is already going away. We're talking about those who are coming. We want to know what they are bringing to the table, what they're going to bring for the Edo people, how they're going to move Edo forward to the next level. It's what we are now. We need to concentrate on talking about the past. It's okay for us to talk about the past because if we don't talk about the past, the present will be it will be empty anyway. So we did well with that already. So next time when you guys come, I expect that we talk much on our candidates, the one that you guys are supporting, and tell us the reason why they are going to be the governor. So, Mr. Eriyo, can you please, in 1 minute, give us your concluding statements here?
Well, in closing, for now, I think, like I've said, I'll probably just repeat myself again to tell the viewers and the world that my candidate, Tasu Ighodalo, and Barrister Osaro, they both represent the best for the future of Edo. They are very passionate. They have a well laid out plans. They have a vision. They tell you and they're telling us how they want to do it. They are presenting themselves for Edo people to interrogate them directly, not through surrogates. They will meet you anywhere, and hopefully through this medium, we will find a way to see. I know they are very busy to see if we can bring Tasu Ighodalo to this platform. He is a man that does not shy away from the media. He knows his onions. We have our manifesto is well laid. There's a hard copy, soft copies. So my candidates, I am fully 100% confident in the ability to drive Edo and take Edo and make Edo the first sub-nation in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's a good promise right there that he's going to try to make some effort, but he's not too sure about that. He's not so positive about it that he will try to make effort to bring Tasu Ighodalo, the candidate of the PDP, to this platform of the Jobrand Idele-Ero show to come speak to the people, both the diaspora and those at home. That's a good promise, and I hope that you'll be able to come up with that positivity of bringing him here. It's just an effort. You are not obliged to do it. Again, you have just said one thing, that they are giving the excuse of being busy with the campaign. Hopefully, they will take their time off to come. That's on you for answering with that one. Comrade Braimoh, your concluding statement. 1 minute, sir.
Yeah, we have experienced a lot in Edo as far as in the last 8 years of retrogressive governance. I felt the need for me to be part of this revolution to rescue the states from governance on paper to governance of reality. We cannot, as I said, we cannot be earmarking, we have to be eye-marking. Every project is on paper, not in reality. The few that are in reality, they are still work in progress after 8 years. Ironically, the two candidates of the PDP, they are part and parcel of the administration that have retrogressed us back. As we speak today, Edo State is the worst state, is the least of ease of doing business, including FCT. That means out of 37, 36 states plus FCT 37, Edo is the lowest ease of doing business, even after budgeting 53 billion for ease of doing business. These are some of the questions begging for answers. The lofty programs, the lofty manifestos are not different from the same manifesto that Obaseki sold to us, that we all supported him in 2016 and 2020. And today there's nothing to show for it. I have joined the mantra of revolution, rescue mantra of SMOs, people who have the zeal, people who are localized, people who know what the people needs to drive real governance. They'll be there. One is a senator, a performing senator with verifiable project to show. The other one is a two-term House of Rep member, is the chairman House Committee on Federal Ministry of Health. The other one is chairman Senate Committee on Public Procurement. They know what it takes. They are delivering it, and there are people in their respective constituency, they are happy for them. And I'm begging Edo people, both in diaspora, let's not follow earmark again. Let's not follow paper qualification. These people are all graduate. They have the basics of education, leadership by intuition, leadership by mission, not leadership by vision. As I said before, a vision without a mission is a totalizing mirage. It's an illusion. We've had a vision since 2016, and up to date, there's no mission statement that has translated a singular legacy project after the 8 years. And Aisha Godalo and Osaujoge, they are part and parcel of that 8 years. Let's go with SMO, Senator Monday Okpebolo and Denko, Right Honorable Dennis in the House. And I want to thank my pa. That is my family member right there. That man you are seeing, my chief host. This man you are seeing is my blood. I'm his younger brother from another mother in Edo North. And yeah, it's even a rare privilege. I've never had this kind of discussion with him before. I don't know, I cannot describe some things on we are here. I want to tell him that I said I want 2-0 anyway.
That is all right. Like I told you, my season will start in after I've delivered Igodalo to Osadebe Avenue. But I'm keeping my eyes on you, and my Chelsea will do well. But, you know, on a more serious note, Comrade Braimoh has become a very dear family member. You know, social media brought us together, but our relationship has transcended into a different, you know, regardless of our political divide. Today, while we are a team Tinubu, you know, but, you know, we are a team different on the level. And that goes to, you know, our EPL, while I'm at Chelsea, is Arsenal. But that bond that holds us, you know, is real, and we're growing on it, and we'll translate. Just like the way you are, my brother. I mean, I can't even count the years we have together. So, you know, so in the way, it's a political family affair.
exactly.
The family affair.
That's what it is. So we have all established that bond together. I really appreciate both of you. And before you guys go, I want to quickly acknowledge and appreciate those who have contributed from the background, from the audience. They have done well. They have not, used any vulgar, any profanity on their comments. So they did well. I want to appreciate Dawn Peckham from the UK. She is almost becoming a member of this platform. She's a British woman who is following up on Nigeria progress. So basically, she's always interested whenever there's this program is on air. Even when I'm on radio, she's also there. When I put my radio program on air, she's always there. And when I'm doing my podcast, this broadcast, she's there. So I appreciate Don Peckham. And I also have Godfrey Omokwale. I want to appreciate you for your time. And also I have, there's Bami Yi, is it Ayubahan? Yeah, Bami Yi Ayubahan. I want to, Aisha Bami Yi Ayubahan, I want to appreciate you. I thank you for your contribution. We also have Patience Obaifon, who also made a contribution. And then we also have Magnus Zedomen. Zedomen also did well. We thank all of you, even those of you who were out there watching and listening, and you did not decide to make your contribution either through a comment or even calling. That's fine. We appreciate your time for being with us. We hope that next time you come back to us, when you go back and listen to this program, watch it again, that will motivate you to come and join us by making your contributions, positive or the other way. It doesn't matter as long as you're not using any profanity. Thank you so much, and may God bless all of you. My brother Samir Eriyo, thank you so much. You are brother from a long time. So we are the same royal family members from Benin. We want the best for our state, for our place. The same team. I met this gentleman, Comrade Braimoh. Oh, you are amazing, man. You are a wonderful person, and you are now joined into our family. We are now family. Regardless of what is going on, you supporting this or the other one supporting the other one, we are still very good. We are the same, and I appreciate your time today. Hopefully, before I let you go now, hopefully, I don't know if I want you to make a promise that you'll be able to bring Senator Okpewulu to this platform. Would you do that for us, please? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I can't because there's another WhatsApp. There's a Twitter space. Twitter, there's a Twitter space platform where we have similar things like where we have something like this. It's a space platform where other participants. I think we'll be able to bring him. And there was one organized by the Ososo Akoko Edo local government.
Right.
We were also able, because it's not most of the time, and at times we bring Denko, Dennis Sidaosa. So we'll be able to bring both of them. He attended that Ososo's own, and he has attended the other Twitter one once. Those are the only 2 times. That is the ones I know. And Denko has only attended once. So I cannot really, because right now we are doing word to word. Apart from local government, today we just left Ipobaohana. And after the Obahana, you will now go do another word to word. After local government, you do word. So I don't know how they are scheduled. I think the PDP is also starting on the 30th.
Yeah, but to honestly, speak to that, I think this period between now and elections is going to be very tight and busy. But effort will be made. But promises cannot be made.
I will make effort. If I anywhere, because if they can come to Twitter space, at least he has been there. If also saw progressive in the diaspora, they were able to corner him too. I was also part of that. I think if it's possible, convenient, I'll drag either of them, maybe Denko or himself.
This program, we can accommodate, fluent English. We can accommodate our native languages. We can accommodate pidgin English. It doesn't matter. Whichever way you are able to communicate your ideas, your agenda to the people, it don't matter. That's why I keep saying when people say, "Oh, this one is not fluent."
Are you saying something, Mr. Moderator?
No. Nedogama is all for the good of Edo.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Don't worry, we will use Ishan, we will use Benin, we will use any language that is permissible.
We are
If
ready for
not
any
French,
language. We are ready
if
for
not
any language.
Dutch,
We are ready for any
Chinese, we go, just come.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
All right, thank you guys.
And, okay,
Appreciate
we'll
it was
we'll
thank you guys.
Bye-bye.
All right, man, one love.
Bye.